don't like it. It feels weird me speaking first. Hi guys, welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome back.
It's me, your host Princess.
And your girl Renee.
Woo!
Back with another episode.
We're so consistent.
We are so consistent. I'm just like, because I'm an influencer now. So like
It's a hard life.
It's a really hard life, yeah. Crazy. Yeah, I can say it's been a very interesting week. There's been a lot going on. Obviously the Olympics is still happening.
Yeah.
The Olympics is still happening. Although France is moving a little bit crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. There's been a lot of weird stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, the one I'm most fuming about is obviously Jamaica women's. I just said her name.
You did.
I
just before we started
just
recording.
said her name.
That always happens.
Shelly-Ann Fraser.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's been in the Olympics since 2004. Mm-hmm. Been a medalist every single one. And for the semi-finals of a 100-meter sprint, they didn't let her into the actual stadium.
I can't believe
Told
that.
her she had to go around and use the entrances that everyone else was using. As in like people who have come to spectate. Like,
Not
I'm sorry,
athletes.
I'm a gold medalist sprinter. What do you mean?
I can't believe I've not seen. Well, I think I saw something about her not competing.
Yeah.
But I didn't realise that was the reason why.
Yeah. Someone filmed it. She went up to the gate and they said she came over and she was like, basically, they're saying that I can't use this gate because I didn't come in on the bus that comes in from the village.
Oh my
And that she has to go around, and that they made the rule the night before. I'm sorry. If the rule was made the night before, why was no one told anything?
I've been seeing loads of stuff about how the athletes have been treated and like what the Olympic Village has been like, and how loads of the athletes have been finding other places to stay outside the Olympic Village because it's just not up to standard.
I saw one guy lying, like, just outside by a bench, and he was just like, the conditions in there are horrible. It's too hot. There's no aircon. There's no food.
Oh
like, we're not getting fed.
I'd
All this
rather be
stuff.
outside.
He said, I'd literally rather be outside. Like, he was staying there, and his stuff was getting jacked anyway. So like,
Oh my gosh.
what? France, what are you doing, bro?
I feel like the Olympics used to be such a big thing, and it used to be like so noble, and like everyone was so excited about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Olympics is dying off. Like, I don't feel like it has the same hype. Don't feel like it has the same funding by the look of things. Like, it just doesn't seem to have the same effect that it used to.
I think it's got the funding. It hasn't got the means to recoup the funds, in the sense that like they're spending more than what they're making.
Oh god, yeah.
Spending way
100%.
more. Like, you put an Olympics, you're in debt. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So they need to find a way to basically rectify that, whether it's stop using capital cities and use much cheaper, smaller.
Which they could easily do.
Yeah, and it would definitely have the same effect that it would have if people will come in to visit for like tourist options, because it will bring that city up. Like, someone said it, I can't remember who said it. Someone said it, don't do the Olympics in London, do it in Birmingham, do it in places that need the scene. Birmingham, Leeds, Manchester, like somewhere that needs, well, probably not Manchester, because Manchester's,
do not need it.
yeah, but like Hull, or like Bolton, or like, you know, they're places that no one's really ever heard of or been to. That one's there.
Wolverhampton.
I don't know about that one.
The Olympics in Wolverhampton.
Yeah, the Wolf Stadium, yeah.
No, pop off.
Are you sure, mate?
I could not.
That would actually be a pain to get around as well, because that, like, where that is like the main route.
I know, to get into town.
Yeah, that would be hassle. That would be hell. But yeah, that's been going on this week.
We've had some not so lovely stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like we have to address it.
Yeah.
We don't want to spend too much time talking about it, just because I think we're both quite upset and therefore angry, and we don't want this to turn into a rant.
Yeah,
but we
for
should
real.
address it.
Yeah, so obviously, as you all probably know, there's a lot of riots and things happening in the UK because of a certain situation, which may have happened, but at the same time, the riots have brought no meaning to the situation. What's happened, if anything, it's like diminishing how sad it is what's actually happened in Southport. Like, I feel like people have just taken this as an opportunity to show their true selves. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I'm not happy about it. A lot of people are not happy about it. People just need to fix up and get on with life, because you can't be blaming a whole race for something just because of what one man did. If we did that, if that was, I'm sorry. If that was
Every time a white person did something.
yeah, like
Yeah, it's mad. It's
there'd literally be no
mad.
country left, but yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. Don't agree with it. If you're listening and you're one of those far right people that want to be doing up extraness
or
over
you
a
even just
situation,
agree with what's going on.
don't chat to me.
Yeah, just
I
this
don't
isn't
need you
the
in my life.
podcast for you.
Yeah, it really isn't. Choose another line.
But yeah, that's been really sad, and I think it's been really hard because it's like I've been receiving messages from friends like, be safe, like don't go out today. I've heard there's protests, riots, racist attacks is what they should be called, not protests.
Yeah.
But happening nearby, and it's like, in 2024, did I expect to be receiving messages like that from friends and family? No, but here we are.
Yeah, for real. And it just makes you think, like, is this the kind of country that I would want to bring my child into? If that's how you want to be acting.
And I know that like fucked up stuff happens everywhere.
But this
feels very prevalent here right now.
Yeah, I feel like they're going so far. Like, I feel like it's just so...
People are regressing.
Yeah, like, I feel like this is... Oh, it's just mad to me. It's just mad to me, but it's not...
Yeah, we just wanted to highlight that because it's important that it's spoken about, but we don't want to spend too much time talking about it.
Yeah, for real. But anyway, what's been going on with you?
What has been going on with me? I've got really bad tooth. I feel like needs to be highlighted because it's really starting to hurt again right now. So I think it's my wisdom tooth. I went to the dentist today. She thinks it's probably my wisdom tooth. She's not 100% sure. But my top wisdom tooth on this side has broke through. All my others have come through and kind of just stopped or finished, whereas this one has just started. Okay. And she said that there's a little bit that I can feel with my tongue that's come through, but she's like, there's another little bit that's like about to burst through the gum.
Okay.
So it's moving a lot. It's causing a lot of pain in this whole side of my face because it's moving everything. So yeah, that's what's been going on with me.
I thought you were going to say, oh yeah, I went here.
No, I actually had a really nice weekend. I met up with Eve in Nottingham for the day.
Oh, nuts.
Because we realised that Nottingham's in between us both, which it's only taken us 4 years to realise that Nottingham's only 1 hour from both of us. How mad is that?
Isn't she north?
She's Wakefield, yeah, but it's only 1 hour and 20 minutes from Wakefield. And then
really?
1 hour from Birmingham.
Mad.
So we met up in Notts. We went to a farm, which was really cute. It was full of kids and families, obviously.
Yeah.
But we fed some lambs and some goats and some cows. That was a bit gross. I didn't really love that. But we got to like feed the animals and stroke them and stuff, and that was really cute. And then we went for a roast dinner. Felt a bit bad after just like stroking cows, and then had this fat beef roast. What can I just say? It's one of the best roast dinners I've ever eaten out. Found it on TikTok. It's just outside of Nottingham. It's called The Railway. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Okay. I had a beef roast. Eve had a chicken roast. We shared a cauliflower cheese. I upgraded my roast potatoes to these truffle roast potatoes. Truffle like parmesan roasties.
Truffles is an interesting taste.
Oh, I love it. I love truffle fries.
I didn't really know about it until I started working around work, but they do like this truffle salami pizza.
Ooh.
And there was something on there I didn't like. I'm not sure if it was the truffle, but I don't know if it's because it was on a pizza, but I feel like truffle would be something that I would like.
Yeah, have some truffle fries, and then I think that's a good tell because it's like just potato.
Yeah.
And you'll know.
Yeah.
But banging, defo recommend. And then after we went back into like the town centre and we went to Roxy Ballroom and we had a game of bowling. I won, obviously. Eve, bless her heart, she's terrible at bowling. She got like 34. And I was like, Queen, you tried.
I take it the barriers weren't up.
No, that's cheating.
I agree.
It should never be up.
Everyone else I go bowling with, Tiana, yeah, I'm looking at you, mate. Barriers have to be up.
Nah, not about that life. Barriers down. And then we played some whoop.
Oh, swish, swish.
Basketball. Well, you know, just like shooting hoops.
Yeah.
Did that. I won. But I'm so competitive. So there's like no way that I would even be talking about it on this episode if I didn't win. And then we played some air hockey. We played 2 games. I won and then Eve won the second one. So yeah, we just had such a cute day. We really crammed a lot of activities in one day, but it was really, really nice because she is moving to Australia soon.
Yeah.
So we just want to spend as much time together before she goes. So yeah, I've been really good.
Yeah.
My tooth. What about you?
Good week for me. A lot of things are starting to happen for me now.
Falling into place.
Things are falling into place, which is good because I feel like I can kind of put my mind at ease. But other than that, I've been bashing. I watched all of My Spy Family. I think you would actually quite like it. It's very cute on Netflix.
Okay.
A little anime, not too long. I would recommend it. It's very, 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 very cute. It's about a family. So it's a little girl who gets, I want to say adopted.
Okay.
Basically, it's a guy, right? And he's a spy.
Right.
And for his next mission, he needs a family. So he goes and adopts a little girl.
Right, okay.
But unbeknown to him, this girl can read minds in it.
Oh.
So, but because every time she's told, I reckon every time she's told someone that she can read minds, she's been sent back to the home. So he doesn't know that she can read minds, but she knows that he's a spy. And she thinks it's the best thing ever.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, it's like her favourite show on TV, like the spy one.
Yeah.
And that's her like dad or whatever.
Oh, that sounds wholesome.
And then he has to obviously get a wife as well.
Yeah.
And somehow kind of basically gets a wife, but it turns out the wife is an assassin. But he doesn't know that.
Does the little girl know?
The little girl knows. So the little girl knows that the wife is an assassin and the dad is a spy.
Yeah.
But they don't know about each other's lives and they don't know that she can read minds. So it's
That's cute.
a whole ass vibe. If you're into anime, it's definitely a cute one to watch.
I like
and yeah, and I've been watching Hunter x Hunter as well.
Don't know what that is.
Another anime.
Oh, okay.
It's very much like, if you've watched My Hero, you'd probably like it.
Okay.
If you watch like Demon Slayer, like it's definitely like a young people becoming better at fighting, I guess.
Yeah.
The way to put it. Do you know the type of anime I'm talking about?
Coming of age, anime version.
Yeah. Some cold moments in that though.
Oh, really? Oh, I would have to have my
Some of
list
the
of
fights-
things are growing.
Frin, one of the fights, it was so cold that night it replayed in my head like
You just
4
couldn't
times.
stop thinking about it.
Yeah, and it wasn't even long either. It was like the shortest fight you would have ever seen in anime history, and I was just like, what? I was just, another good anime
On the list.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing this week. I've been watching animes and sorting out all these life pieces, the moves and stuff.
All the big things. I finally caught up on The Boys.
Did ya? Okay, so.
Oh my God.
Caught up on The Boys. What did you think of this season?
I loved it, but my only thing is I thought there was going to be more Gen Z stuff in it.
Yeah.
But I feel like they've left it so it's like the Gen Z stuff will really come in next season.
Gen V.
Oh, is it Gen V?
It's Gen
Lol.
V. Did you say Gen Z? Yeah.
I'm just, the Gen V stuff, that makes so much more sense as well. There's literally V.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh my God, how long have I been saying Gen Z for? And no one has corrected me. Gen V stuff. Anyway, I thought that was going to be more prevalent. Though there was a couple of, obviously at the very end,
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
And then Thingy spoke.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was going to cry. I love her so much. Also, she's stunning.
Yeah,
I think she's
yeah.
absolutely beautiful. Me, James, and his mom were talking about it because we watched it together. Also, don't know if that's the kind of show you should be watching with like a
I was
parent.
just about to say you watched it with Jay-Z's mum.
Because I said to him one evening, I don't know if any of you guys have watched The Boys. It's amazing, you should, but it is messed up. And I said to him one evening,
I've just clocked. So you...
yes.
What? Oh my God. How did you watch that scene?
Are you not about the men?
Yeah.
When they're all in the sauna? Like the same guy. Oh, you're not on about that bit?
That bit, that's not what I was thinking of. I was thinking about when they were in the guy's mansion and he took the main guy downstairs.
Oh my God, Jamie,
in
we
the
watched
suit.
all of that with James's mom. This is what I mean. So it's like, I said to James after, I was like, do you not get so... Because, I mean, she's not my mom, but I still feel uncomfortable when we're watching some of the scenes. And I said, do you not literally want to die? And he was like, yeah, sometimes, but I just kind of have to... Because it is just messed up. It's not like when you're watching like a romantic film and it's sexual. I actually think that would be more awkward.
Yeah.
But because it's so messed up, it's like... It's not awkward, it's just fucked.
So I feel like we should give context. For context, slight spoiler, but for context.
This probably everything will be spoilers.
Yeah, so there's a scene Do you want to talk about the scene that you first thought of
Right,
first?
so the scene that I first thought that Renee meant was there's basically this guy and he can duplicate himself, so he can just make multiple copies of himself. And I didn't realise that at first. Like, do you know when they're all on the stage setting up for her, I thought it was just like brothers or something. But then basically so this one man is obsessed with this female superhero. And there's a scene where they're basically trying to figure he's acting really weird, so they're trying to figure out what he's doing, and they follow him into the sauna and they open the door and he has duplicated like 7 of himself and is basically having an orgy with 7.
Human centipede style, basically.
With 7 of himself whilst looking at a picture of this female superhero that he's obsessed with. And I was looking at the screen and I thought, actually kill me right now. Like, I cannot deal with this. Me, James and his mum were like, oh, okay.
I need to like start looking at, you know how like you can talk about like writers and like directors and stuff. I need to know who's writing
who is coming up
this
honestly,
stuff.
Because even in the other seasons there's been weird stuff, like in Gen V there was some weird stuff, I think, with like how that girl could shrink and like people would want her to do things. That wasn't the first season of The Boys, wasn't there this guy that could shrink and he like went inside someone, or was that in Gen V?
Was that not in Gen V?
I swear it happened in the first season of The Boys as well, or the second season.
I might have to do like a little
But there's
recap.
lots of weird stuff. So that's the weird scene I thought. You can explain the weird scene.
The weird scene that I thought, so basically, there's a, how do I even talk about? So
we don't want this episode to get taken down.
So there's a guy basically who's got like a fetish.
Yeah, he's into like S&M, like dominant doms, subs, that kind of stuff.
Basically. And he has like a little club where people come down and they have like a person who is getting dominated, I guess. Is getting dominated, right? And
poor Huey.
I don't even know how to describe what happened, but put it this way, he was strapped to a table and he was basically made to do things that he not necessarily didn't want to do, but like
Huey didn't want to do them.
He didn't want to do it, but he put himself in that position.
Yeah, but he was basically impersonating someone else.
Yeah.
So the other person who was impersonated had agreed to do all of this like sex stuff.
But obviously he didn't know
that.
And he had to kind of go with it, otherwise
he would have been killed.
But that guy who he was impersonating.
Oh yeah.
Weird.
So weird.
Because he shoots, is it webs?
He shoots webs out of a hole that's just above his bum hole.
Yeah.
So he has a separate hole above his bum hole and he shoots webs out of it.
Yeah.
There are some really weird super powers and like heroes in that though, because like you don't know what taking V is going to turn you into.
Yeah.
Like some people get sick powers.
Some people get sick powers. Some people, I guess, die.
Yeah, because their bodies can't handle the V. Like, oh my God, Huey's dad.
Yeah.
I literally feel like this is just us completely like debriefing The Boys. But when I tell you this show, I genuinely think that's one of the best shows.
It is. It's definitely one of the best shows. I really enjoy it.
Huey's dad takes V. Not intended. Huey's dad's basically going to die and Huey doesn't want him to die. So he was going to give him V. Then he changes his mind. But then his mom ends up giving it him because she thought that's what Huey wanted. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But basically when he wakes up, he doesn't realise that he's got powers, obviously, because he's been in a coma and he didn't ask for this.
Yeah.
And he can teleport. He walk through people. He can walk through things.
I kind of like phasing.
Yeah, that's right.
Phasing.
And he can't control it. So it's like, say I go to try and phase through Renee, but then I'd like unphase whilst I'm walking through it, and then Renee would just explode.
Yeah, and I think as well, I feel like with The Boys, the way they do the powers, and it is kind of like related to like illnesses, for instance. So when he was obviously doing that, he was having like, what is it when you lose your memory?
Like dementia.
Having like dementia. So like he'd be there with you and then he'd like think he's in the 2000s or whatever and forgetting like he's actually not and he's moved past some certain things.
So sad.
It was.
The Boys really does take you on an emotional roller coaster. Like I feel like they've really nailed the balance between absolutely insane messed up content, but also like really getting you hooked in the characters and the development of the character. Like some of the characters have had such a crazy arc. Like you've gone from, I mean, actually, I don't know if there's anyone that I've gone from, like, we'll use A-Train as an example. So he's now quite a likable character, and I think he's going to die. 100% he's going to die, because he's like starting to turn to the good side now. And you would have hated A-Train like a season ago, whereas now he's so much more likable. And oh my gosh, all of the scenes when Homelander went back to where he was like not brought up, but because he was like a lab kid.
Yeah.
That was so messed up. But I just feel like the scenes are so powerful. Like there's something about it that feels so real.
Yeah. I feel
considering
like
it's a superhero thing.
Because it's not your typical superhero thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just like superheroes and villains. It's superheroes who have got their own issues which they can't deal with themselves. But because they're a superhero, it's like on a scale.
Yeah. And the whole point in the show, and that's why, and I speak about it all the time when I say to people, when I explain it, I say, it's like superheroes if they were real. Because what we see of superheroes is like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Spider-Man and stuff like that, but like they're all these noble citizens, and I guess it's a bit more real nowadays because they do try to make it so, but we all see like these amazing people and they save the world. But in reality, if you woke up tomorrow and you had powers, you would not be like, you wouldn't just be good all the time. And it shows how it becomes corporate as well. Like the money in it and the
politics
advertising
and everything. Yeah.
That's why it feels so real, because it really does feel like this is what would happen if someone that was a bit of an arse woke up with powers, someone that was nice woke up with powers. You know what I mean? Well, they don't wake up with powers. Their parents have shot them with feet. But
yeah. A good example is probably season 1, episode 1. So if you haven't watched it, I mean, that's a you problem in it. Like we're on like season 4 or 5 now. But when A-Train's obviously running either to a crime or something.
Oh, yeah.
And he runs through the girlfriend, and she's just gone. Like,
she just evaporates.
Yeah, just into particles.
Flesh. Yeah. That's the other thing. It's so graphic. So if you're squeamish, it's not the show for you.
It really isn't.
It's like you're seeing people's flesh be ripped apart. But it's weird again because it's not horror. It's just graphic.
Yeah, it's very graphic. They make it as realistic as possible.
Yeah. I never watch it and think, oh, that doesn't look realistic. It's so real. Sometimes it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Even when they went to that farm.
Oh my goodness, the sheep were flying in and stuff. And the chickens shooting through people's bodies.
Yeah, I was thinking, raw. Because like, you don't actually think like, if people were testing this on animals before,
what would happen?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
it's
good.
Nuts, man. It's nuts. So yeah, I definitely watch The Boys.
Yeah, I could talk about that all day.
Yeah. Oh, it was such a good season. I can't believe how it ended. I can't wait for Gen V to come out.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. I think Gen V is one of like the best spin-offs of a show that's been made in a really long time, because other than like, I love The Mandalorian. It's a spin-off of, not a show, but a spin-off of Star Wars. But you know what I mean? Like, it's set in the same world, but most of the time when they do spin-offs, it's like, it's just not as good as the real thing. Gen V could give The Boys a run for its money.
Yeah, and I like that about it. The only probably other one that you like is, sorry, I don't know what. House of Dragon. Started watching it. I watched the first episode.
Oh my God, well, I finished it.
Okay.
The last episode came out yesterday.
Okay, so yeah, I've got some...
But I won't speak about that too much, but I will just say, great show again, because Game of Thrones was 10 out of 10. I didn't watch Game of Thrones when the hype was around. I binged it all in the first lockdown, so it was all out. I could just sit down and watch it all, and I didn't know any spoilers, because I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but one thing about me is if I'm not interested in something, I don't take any mind to it. So like, I didn't know anything like big, even though everyone knew the big stuff that happened. I didn't know Jon Snow was gonna like come back to life and stuff. Yeah. Spoiler. If you've not watched Game of Thrones by now, then there's something going on. Yeah. But House of the Dragon, I think again is just as good as like the early seasons of Game of Thrones, because I do think it kind of like wasn't as good towards the end. I know everyone says that, but it just wasn't. But House of the Dragon also has such good actors in it. And what episode are you?
I've only just started watching it, so I've watched the first episode.
Well, this isn't a spoiler, but you know that they have time jumps.
Yeah.
The casting is incredible for the time jumps.
Oh, really?
Because I thought I would find it really difficult to adjust from the child actors of like Rhaenyra and Alicent. You'll have been introduced to Rhaenyra.
Probably.
The blonde child, the girl.
Yeah.
She's an amazing actress, by the way. I follow her on Instagram, 10 out of 10. But then they do a couple of time jumps. So they do... I don't know if they do one time jump where they're still kids. I don't think they do. I think they jump straight to adults. And I remember thinking, oh, I missed the other actors, but they look so alike. It's mad because you get used to it.
Okay.
And the acting is so alike. Like they did really, really well with that. But yeah, it's great. You'll really enjoy it, especially the first season of it, because I've just finished the second season.
So was it the first season good from start to end?
Yeah, I thought so.
Because that first episode was intense. Like,
was it
the mom?
Baby?
Yeah. And then like how that played out anyway. I was like,
I know. That is
Princess. I nearly jumped through the screen. Like,
what was the point? In
like, and after he knew how like his daughter felt about the whole situation, because the whole time she was saying, I want to protect my mom, blah blah blah. And then for first of all, for a male heir,
it's ridiculous. Well, you wait till you watch the rest of the show, because the whole male heir thing is it comes around. But I said to James, I was like, if I was given birth and I know this is maybe a question that we could put out there, but I just don't understand why. Back in the day, obviously it's different. I don't think you'd really get to choose for your partner now, but like to choose the baby over the partner's life when like you can have another baby. Do you know what I mean? But you can't get your partner back. And I know it must be a really difficult thing to do. And I'm not saying it's something to take lightly, but I was like, watching that scene broke me.
Question.
Okay.
So if there's a guy and a girl.
Yes.
The guy really wants a kid. Mm-hmm. The woman doesn't really want a kid, right?
Yeah.
But she's like, okay, we'll have one kid because I want to be with you, spend the rest of my life with you. Right. We'll have one kid and I'm only going to get pregnant once. Yeah. That's it. Gets pregnant and then is in a situation where he has to choose between the kid and the mom. Like,
he should still choose the mom.
Do you think?
100%. 100%. I think it's... And I mean, I've never been in this situation, so I'm not saying that it's an easy decision to make. But also, like, you don't even know that child. But, like, you actually don't. Like, it's not even been born yet. Yeah. And I know it is an actual life, but you're choosing between two lives. So you've got to think which one... Like, you're going to just be a single parent and be like, oh, yeah, I chose you. And then that kid's going to grow up with one parent.
And probably with the not thinking I killed my mom type vibes.
Exactly.
Well.
I don't think that's a good point. Like to put that on the child. To go with that. I don't agree. I think it was way more of a thing back in the day like that, when they'd be like, you must choose your wife or your son.
Yeah.
And it was, and because when in like the royal families, like it's different because that they want a male heir.
I feel like they don't even really say you need to choose your wife or your son. It's like, do you want a male heir or not? Basically, if you do, then I'm sorry, but she's got to go.
That's what I mean. It's so intense, but it gets worse. It gets so much worse. So if you think that's bad. And this season, so the first season's really good, and then this season, the second season, definitely was good, but I definitely feel like it's like a filler season, like a story building season. So I think there's been a few complaints on like the last episode, nothing really happened, but then that's the point, is that they want you to watch the next season, so they have to leave it on a bit of like you're like, oh, what's going to happen? But it's good. It's so cool, and I love it because I feel like there's what it is literally called House of the Dragon, but there's so many more dragons, and it's sick. It's so cool. I love fantasy stuff.
I forget how, like, after watching Game of Thrones, obviously you only see the 3 dragons, but how much the dragons were like integrated into just like their normal.
That's what I mean. Because this is a prequel. You would consider it a prequel to Game of Thrones, but it was like a really long time before the period that Game of Thrones was set in. Because I said to James, I was like, do you not know anything that happens? Because like surely in Game of Thrones they will have mentioned stuff. But I mean, I'm not very good at paying attention like that.
Is it mention stuff in sense of like what?
To do with, I don't want to spoil anything. I'm not saying anything.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm not... We'll leave it at that. But it's so good. That's another show that you should all watch, is House of the Dragon. You don't need to have watched Game of Thrones to watch it either. Same with The Mandalorian, just bringing it back to that. You don't need to have watched Star Wars to watch The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is a standalone. It's 10 out of 10.
Fair. There's been so many crappy spin-offs. The one that came to my head when you were talking about spin-offs is, I don't know why, but Pretty Little Liars took up a whole chunk of my life. Did you ever watch Pretty Little Liars?
Is that a spin-off?
No, they made a spin-off.
Oh, no, I never watched Pretty Little Liars.
Obviously, Pretty Little Liars, it was good for like when you're that age and you're into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But like you look back at it and you watch it, like it's all terrible. Like the acting's terrible. The plot's kind of good, but obviously it's very repetitive. It's the same thing. The spin-off for that, Jesus, they may as well have just carried it on. The whole situation that happened.
I never watched it. I never watched Pretty Little Lies and never watched Gossip Girl.
You never watched Gossip?
No.
Did you watch 90210?
No.
Really?
I don't know what I was watching.
What was you doing when you was a youth?
What age would we have been roughly?
I was probably between like 12 and 16. Like high
Between
school.
12 and 16. I was watching Geordie Shore.
Geordie Shore, to be fair.
Once we got to like year 10, 11, I was watching Geordie Shore.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch series like that. I've never been... Well, I was watching like Breaking Bad and like Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, Orange is the New Black was
10 out of 10.
The final like seasons where like shit got real.
Yeah, and they were bringing like ice and stuff and like
yeah.
That year it got really
That
intense.
got so... That one episode choked me up. You know, where... Hussein...
When she died.
Yeah.
I
Oh
can't...
my God.
When I tell you, I can't even talk about that scene scarred me for life. Like, you literally see her take her last breath. It's so scary. And then that guard, bless him, like, he didn't realise what he was doing. He didn't realise that she couldn't... No, I actually can't.
Yeah.
Orange is the New Black was really good. I do think that season, like the riot season in the prison, I don't think that needed to be a whole season, personally. But that's my only feedback for Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, man. Oh, there's been some sick shows, man. Now I'm thinking back, like there's been some
I
really
thought
good.
that Breaking Bad was 10 out of 10. I mean, a lot of people say that it's long, but I was obsessed with it. Like I still do. I have Breaking Bad t-shirts and stuff.
I watched a little, like I feel like I watched like maybe like, it's like, how many seasons is there?
Probably like 5 or 6, I don't know.
I think I probably watched like up to season 4 then. The last scene I can remember watching was he went to, was it his wife's brother's yard?
The one that's a police officer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, and some shit was going down there. I feel like the police officer guy was kind of figuring stuff. Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. I really liked it. I just loved... I do think it was a slow burner. But if you went to season 4, you could have definitely finished it. That's when it was getting good.
I feel like something was happening and then I like, you know, when you don't watch an episode then you just don't end up going back to it. It was one of those, and I'm the type of person that if it's gone too long, I want to watch it from the start again to like...
It's fresh.
Yeah.
I do get that. Oh, what else was good?
We did The Walking Dead for a little bit. I didn't watch all of it.
That was long. That was way too long.
Yeah.
I fell off that one.
Obviously, you know, I'm a power girl. Love my power, love my Snowfall.
Yeah, I've not watched Power, I've not watched Snowfall, I've not watched Top Boy.
Top Boy. You watched Supercell, innit?
No, I've not
You've
watched
not watched it yet?
I've not watched
God.
Renee, I'm going to tell you, every time Renee says something on this podcast and you'll hear me go, oh yeah, I'll add it to the list. The list is so long, so it's hard.
It is hard.
I'm tired. I'm so tired all the time. Like sometimes I finish work and the last thing I want to do is watch something. I'm like, I'm just going to close my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, to be fair. Well, yeah. I mean, we watch a lot of good stuff. We're always going to throw out some recommendations for you guys, just so you guys can get on it as well.
Yeah, because we're really into our like
shows and
TV and film.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy. Also, with Hunter x Hunter, I've been watching it subbed as well.
Have you?
But you know what? Let me try this out.
Check you out.
It's actually all right. I'm enjoying. Like I've not stopped watching it.
Yeah.
So, which is a good
It's going
sign.
well. There we go.
But yeah,
Sub not dubbed.
That was good. But yeah, man. So yeah, guys, another short episode. Loads of recommendations for you. If you got any recommendations for us, send them in to us because, as Prince said, we love our TV.
Yeah, and I'll add it to my really long list.
Yeah, send it to me. This guy needs to watch what I've sent her first before she gets onto your list. But yeah, if you're on YouTube, thank you for watching. As always, drop us a comment if you've got anything to say, whatever recommendations, put them in the comments as well so everyone can see them.
Yeah.
Drop us a like, subscribe to us as well. You know, it helps us. You know, we're trying to get to that 500 subscriber goal by the end of the year. For my audio listeners on Spotify, please give us a 5-star rating. You know the drill already on that. Prin, where can they find us?
You can find us on Instagram and TikTok. As always, the username is branching out podcast _ And if you want to send us an email, you can do that too. Our email is branchnow2023@outlook.com.
Yeah, so with that, I have been Renee.
And I've been Princess.
I'll see you later, guys. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.